1972 in America, we were the first 2 female police officers to ride in a patrol car in New York City. Nobody wanted us out there together on patrol. My name is Lucille Borrascano. I was a detective in the Crime Prevention Division from 1974 to when I retired, 1991. The police department, this would be an interesting fact, it's the only job that women got the same pay as the men. How do you like that? The same exact salary. But I have to tell you a very funny story. We were in training. There's a third person in the car, there's 2 men, and you're sitting in the back seat and you go on the jobs. And one of the jobs was an armed robbery, and it was across the precinct. So we're flying lights and sirens. Well, Chris, the operator, the recorder, jumps out of the car, he's the passenger, and he opens the door for me. I said, Chris, we're on a robbery. We're not on a date. He apologized. Oh, Lucy, and I've got a gun in my hand, because, you know, in that precinct, you didn't get out of the car without a gun in your hand. And he turns and he opens the door for me. I said, there we go. We got a problem here, right? You know, we just soldiered on. It just never occurred to you to retreat. For what? You know, things. I think about it now, I guess people are astounded, but no reason to retreat. You know, 45, 50 years ago, we were just, you know, little girls in our Peter Pan blouses and our pumps. But yeah, things have come a long way. The ladies have come a long way, and quite impressive, I must say.
I am the first investigative chief of Detective Bureau Manhattan North.
I was the first African-American female precinct commander in the Patrol Borough Brooklyn North.
I am the only female in the Manhattan South Homicide Squad.
When I was a little girl, I was a bit of a tomboy.
I used to be very quiet and I barely spoke.
When I was a little girl, I was always the protector.
I found my voice in giving a voice to someone else.
When I was a little girl,
those neighborhood cops, they would come by.
I was probably 12, 13 years old.
We're trying to teach them how to turn the rope for a double dutch.
There were always 2 transit police officers who made it their business to get involved in the game and play with us.
To see this lady in uniform, why would I not want to be that? Like, this is your job. You get to play jump rope outside with the kids.
When I graduated the police academy, I was so full of hope.
When you first start, you're out there, you're in the street, you're a street cop.
I was where I wanted to be.
I started in the department as a PAA 25 years ago in the 120 Forum of the 6A precinct.
I really didn't aspire to be a chief. I really just wanted to be a police officer. I wanted to be one of the guys.
I was a young female. There wasn't many of us.
Sometimes the men wouldn't want to work with a female that they didn't know, or they didn't want to work with a female, period.
I remember when I saw the first female sergeant, and when she got promoted, they didn't even have a locker room for her.
You wanted to go out on patrol in the radio car. I remember questioning the lieutenant at the time, and I said, why don't you let us go out? He didn't want anything to happen to a woman on patrol, and that's why he kept us in the house.
We just needed a chance.
I didn't come on this job to be recognized as a female police officer. I came on this job to be recognized as a police officer, someone that's gonna help people.
It's funny because younger women on the job or officers would say to me, do you realize you're the only woman at the table with all those men at the dais? And I can honestly say, I'm not made to feel that way.
I am like the president of the girl power movement. I am so big on girl power. I just want to see the ladies rise. I am constantly inspired by women on this job.
You don't know what's behind the uniform.
There's always more than meets the eye. The pink elephant in the room. Cancer. The big C. I have it, it does not have me. It will never have me. I've had 2 bouts with ovarian cancer, and my latest challenge with brain cancer. I'm going to be a 3-time cancer survivor. I don't have to remind myself of this. This blue family of mine doesn't even allow me the space to remind myself because they keep me showered in love. How do you say thank you to that? I feel very surrounded by my sisters in blue. Very, very surrounded. And to be able to sit here as a lieutenant of police and to be able to have opportunities that are so vast, how do I get to pass that message on?
I do think it's our obligation to pay it forward, so to speak, that whatever we can do to prepare the next generation.
There's women on this job today that have been a tremendous influence on me. Amaze me every day at their tenacity and their stamina and they're just so smart.
It's a beautiful thing to see, to go from, being scarce.
When I came on the job, there were 300 policewomen.
We're at 17.5% with about 6,300 females out of the 36,000 uniformed on the job now. We're not where we can be, but we're getting there.
There are over 12,500 women in over 200 civilian titles. This includes traffic agents, school safety agents, school crossing guard, various professionals, and they proudly serve this department every day.
We have women that are assigned to the emergency service unit. We have women assigned to harbor, mounted. There is nothing in the department that a woman cannot do.
To all the women in this room, including my fellow civilians and uniform women,
If you find that one thing that you love to do and you do it within this police department, you'll love your job forever.
Have a voice in the decisions being made in our everyday police work.
when I think about the women who came before us, all the women in this room, and the future generation, I am extremely hopeful.
Engage, explore, experience, excel, and enjoy the adventure.
The smoke cleared and we're still standing.